Alright, today on Fix and Flip, we are going to be replacing the front crank seal and the front cover gasket. This is a 2009 Chevy Cobalt. It has a 2.2 Ecotec in it. I went ahead and already started, so I'm a little bit of ahead of you if you're doing this same project at home. First thing I did is took the air duct off, came over here, took the tire off, and then the first thing you want to do is take your, there's going to be a cover right here. You're just going to take your wheel well cover off right there and take your harmonic balancer off, which is pretty easy. You just need a 21 millimeter. You don't need any special tool or a puller or anything. It'll slide right out. And then you're going to go around, and it's 10 millimeter bolts all the way around. These ones right here all the way around. And then you're going to want to take a 15 millimeter to get your belt tensioner off. If you have an 09, there's going to be a hole that goes straight through your frame. That goes to your belt tensioner. So that makes that like a world easier than some of the Ecotecs. And your front crank seal is going to be right here. If you're doing just your front crank seal, you can pry this out with your fingers or use a screwdriver if it's in there really good. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the rest of these 10 millimeter bolts off all the way around. Now you might have to take your motor mount off up here. See if I can get the camera in there. The motor mount in here, which your gasket itself might be wrapped around this bolt right here on the mount. I'm not too sure until I get there. But if that's the case, I'm just going to cut mine out, and then on my new gasket, cut it to where I don't have to take my motor mount in and out. Alright, you can use a ratchet or a wrench on these. These lower ones, I usually use a ratchet on, and then the ones on the side and top, you're pretty much better off using a wrench to get to them. But once you break them free with it, with the wrench, you just get them out with your fingers. The reason I'm changing the timing cover gasket is because I know this seal right here is leaking, but I couldn't really tell if this was leaking. And I have the gasket, so I just figured I'd go ahead and do it anyways while I'm down here. So once you get all 10 bolts out that are the 10 millimeter ones like this, there's going to be 1/2 inch bolt up here towards about the middle. That's next to the little window for your water pump. It's actually a water pump mounting bolt that has to come out in order to get your cover off. It doesn't really give you a lot of room to kind of hit the frame with it. You just kind of have to work with it a little bit to get it right where you want it. I like to put a wrench right here on this little lip down here and kind of pry my cover off, but you want to make sure you're not putting it on the oil pan because you don't want to break that oil pan. It's very fragile right there, and then you kind of have a whole new problem. Comes off kind of hard because there is silicone on it from the factory. I gotta get the bolt out. If you're leaving your gasket on or your motor mount on, once you break this free, you're gonna have to pry your gasket off of your timing cover in order to get your timing cover to come down. put this around that motor mount. Just like that, and then the gasket will stay right on there. And what you're going to have to do is take a pair of cutters and cut the piece by your motor mount, and it'll come right out. If I can find my cutters.
Shop right. Dude, you lane though.
Ain't that nice?
Nice, sorry.
I was laying on my timing cover, apparently, in my hair. Alright, here we are with the front cover off. I took this old seal out. Pops right out. I just popped it out with a pair of pliers like this and popped it out. And now to put the new one in, what I like to do, take a little bit of oil, put it on my finger, put it around the edge of the gasket, just to make it slide in a little easier. And you can have it look like this. So you want this flat surface right here pointing up. You can sit it down in here. What I like to do is take the old gasket, turn the old gasket upside down, find a socket that fits it, then you can tap it in. Check to make sure it's all in all the way around. If it's not, just tap on that side a little more. And then that's all there is to it. And when you're done with that, grab your coffee. Once you set your gasket on here, you can see the part that I was talking about for your motor mount that's in the way that you can cut off. So just go ahead and take something, 10 snips or whatever you have that will cut this easily. Look just like that. That way it saves you a bunch of time with that motor mount. Alright, once you get your surface cleaned up, I like to set the gasket on here, and the little pin sticking out will hold it there for you. And when you go to put it back in, I like to use that half inch bolt that you pulled out. Put that one in first, and that will hold your cover right where you want it. And then you just work your way around with the other 10 bolts that are 10 millimeter, and all them bolts are 18 foot-pounds all the way around. Regulations.
Gotta be centered with that. There you go. Bottom bolts lined up too.
Doing these top two left ones is easier from the top, even though I'm doing them from on the ground. Alright, once you get everything torqued down, your last thing is going to be to put your harmonic balancer on. It's pretty easy. You're going to see a little keyway right here. You can't put it on wrong, because it's only going to go on there one way. Just twist it until you feel it click in.
chasing the car. Hear me?
Put your bolt in there, torque it down, or just hit it with an impact and he'll be in there plenty good with the impact. Then you just put your serpentine belts on, and then everything's pretty much good to go. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. You never know what you're gonna see me working on next.